with each other.
So here I am, right in the middle of about to do a great review and unboxing of the Commodore 64 Mini. By the way, yes, that's my mermaid tail. I've decided I'm a merman now. Well, no, I'm still Arcturian, but yeah, cosplaying as a merman for the moment because mostly as a shout out to one of my favorite mermaids in the whole world. Maybe she's watching this, maybe she's not, I don't care. But to all the mer people out there, a big hi. But at any rate, I was about to do a great unboxing review of the Commodore 64 Mini, and emphasis on the boxing because I'm in the process of moving right now. And then this happens. For those that don't know my recent history, I was in Las Vegas the day of the Las Vegas shooting. So, yeah, they're back a couple of years ago. I was actually staying not far from the Mandalay Bay hotel, and I was walking towards my hotel room along Las Vegas Boulevard in that particular stretch of Las Vegas Boulevard when the shooting started. For those who haven't seen my live video before, I will link to it somewhere, somehow. I'm still trying to figure out this YouTube thing. It's still kind of new to me. Yeah. And today I'm going to be assisted by Sir Wallace, who has decided that because I'm dressed as a fish, that I somehow am deserving of attention. Yeah. So, we will set the phone down. Well, I was going to set the phone down right where Wallace has decided to park his adorable little butt. So we'll set it right there. So, for those that haven't seen this, which I think might be all one of you, this is the Commodore 64 Mini. This is a recreation of the original Commodore 64. Yes. Well, and now Wallace has decided that apparently he doesn't want to be in a YouTube video, so he moved and the camera went willy-nilly. That's fine. So this is the... I'm going to change the lighting here so I'm not quite as much in shadow. Yeah, so this is an implementation of the original Commodore 64. I missed out on the... I don't know if it was... can't remember if it was a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo or whatever it was. Does it say on the box? No, it does not say on the box. But whatever it was, I missed out on the original run of these, and was surprised about a month or so back when I saw one of these in my local Micro Center. So, yay Micro Center! They have these in stock, as you can see from the Micro Center sticker, for a beautiful $50. And I collect these kinds of things anyway, for those that haven't seen it, and I'll actually paste in a little picture right here. I have a couple of whole bins full of plug-and-play type games. I kind of have fallen in love with the whole concept of the plug-and-play games. So, yeah, every time somebody makes one, I buy one. So I do own the original Commodore 64 joystick that was sold on the Home Shopping Network, and love the hell out of that thing. In fact, I own two of them. One of them I modded to add a Commodore DIN connector, a serial DIN connector on, so that I could plug a real Commodore disk drive in and load stuff on. But, yeah. So, this is a bit of my childhood incarnate right here, because one of my first computers, well, I think my third computer, technically I can say, was a Commodore 64. So let's just tear into this and see what it's like. So first of all, big bonus points on the box. The box this is a very nostalgic look. This is exactly, well, I won't say exactly, but this is very reminiscent of the way the Commodore 64 originally was packaged. The color scheme is the same, and a lot of other things. And yeah, so right there, big bonus points to that. So let's get out the knife, knifey, and let's cut into this. part of the reason why I'm doing this now instead of putting it off is, to be honest with you, I have seen a lot about what just happened here in my apartment complex, and part of this is to take my mind off of the fact that I may have seen a dead body, which is not a pleasant thing to see. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm quite sure that the local news will have something to say about it at some point. If they do before I get to upload this video, I will try to include a link and in the description. So, first disappointment, then this is a big one. It opens from the side. The original Commodore 64 opened in a flap. So, yeah, okay, whatever. So, opening up the box. I understand that the original run may have had slightly different packaging that was a little cooler. In fact, interestingly enough, I'm now just getting a community memo from the apartment complex. Oh, well, the inner box does open that way. So, okay. Oh, what do you have? Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh. So I'm going to open. Now, first off, and this is something that I knew going in, the 64 Mini itself is teeny tiny. My hand, standard knife, cutting knife, or here's a Samsung Galaxy S5, or before I end this, I will go grab a VIC-20 and let you compare the size to the VIC-20. But it's very small, but that's okay, because quite honestly, you're not expecting it to be. It's nice that it's this size. It's very reminiscent of the original C64 Mini, and it's very, it's adorable. It is absolutely adorable. So there's the original there's a C64 Mini, and it comes in this very nice, I have to say, little display-ish kind of case, which so you can actually kind of show it off. Like that. In this box, which is kind of cool. It does come with the usual accessories, like your typical USB cable. It does not come with a USB power supply. Commentary is, I used to be very irritated about things not coming with a USB power supply. Now I'm swimming in the fuckers. So, quite honestly, I don't care if it doesn't come with a USB supply anymore, because I've got so many of the dumb things now that it's great I don't have another one just throw in my big bin of power supplies. So that's a USB cable. Of course, the HDMI cable, which is one of those things that things don't always come with nowadays, and they kind of need to. Excuse me. They kind of need to be perfectly honest. It looks short, but that's okay. So that comes with that. It, of course, comes with a manual. And for once in my life, I am actually trying to be careful about taking it out and putting it back again. And it even kind of, again, it looks like the old Commodore 64 user manual with the gradiated shading on here. Yeah, it probably isn't very informative. It just basically tells you to plug it in. And yeah, that's basically how to plug it in, how to turn it on. So that's not very surprising. And then there's the joystick, which the joystick is apparently everybody had these joysticks back in the C64 days, or a version of this. I'm the only one who had never seen one of these kinds of joysticks. I guess this was a Thrustmaster joystick. I just used an Atari joystick because that's what I had, was an Atari 2600 joystick. But I understand why people like these, because these are very serviceable, to say the least. This one's not quite as nice as the one that came with the in the all-in-one C64. Not quite as clicky. Yeah, the one that came with the all-in-one was I remember it being like actually kind of clicky, but it does have a USB connector on it, which means that if you want to buy the Commodore 64 Mini, if for nothing else but a USB compatible, pretty decent joystick, it's probably okay, especially if, a year goes by and these start lining up in the clearance aisle, or you can pick one up that's broken for cheap and you just want it for the joystick. But yeah, multitudes of buttons, which, I guess, being as there's no keyboard, you probably map these to various functions that you'd have on the keyboard. That would be my guess. I haven't plugged in yet, so I don't know. Based on what other people on the internet have stated. And ooh, sexy time. Sexy time. Everybody loves the sexy time of the peeling of the plastic. If I can get a good grip on it. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Oh, that was so nice. Is that all the plastics on here? Yeah, it's all the plastics on here. So, yeah. Support at C64.com. Well, that's nice. I'm going to like this. I think I'm going to like this. So, and there's apparently, let's see if there's any codes on this. No, there is not. Oh, it just says 64 Mini, but it's just a standard promo code. Apparently it's a retro game subscription service, officially licensed games. I'm going to have to look at this. This is interesting. Of course, I have every Commodore 64 game ever released somewhere on a SD card, so I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, all in all, it's a neat little package. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a Commodore 64 and it's a Mini. So I am definitely, I'm not going to hook it up today, unfortunately, all the way, because I have to, like I said, I'm moving boxes all around me. Like a lot of people have said, I'm actually a little disappointed the keyboard doesn't work. That would have been absolutely amazeballs if it does. Standard USB ports on the side, so you can plug in a standard keyboard. Difficulty, it only comes with 2. Now apparently you could plug a thumb drive with games on it and run the games directly from it, but you need the keyboard to execute the load commands to make it work. So that means you've got the keyboard plugged in here, you've got the thumb drive plugged in here, and nowhere to plug your joystick in. So that means you got to buy a hub, or a switch, or one of those USB things plugged in there. Probably not the worst idea anyway, because I highly doubt the power ports on here really put out that much power. I gotta say, the overall build quality of this is actually really good. I mean, this is one solid hunk of plastic. I did hear a few complaints that the earlier production runs maybe weren't as solidly built, but if this is their improved model, this is actually a nice solid hunk of plastic. And what tells me this might be an improved model is some of the earlier ones that YouTubers have talked about have had like a sticker here with a little button underneath it, and this one doesn't have that. So right there, I think I'm operating with a later production run, which is fine, because I'm more, I feel bad for saying this, I was more after this and more after the display potentials of a real Commodore 64 Mini. I'm going to plug it in and make sure it works and box it back up and get it ready for transport up to Laramie. For those that don't know, and I'll just go ahead and announce this right now so that everybody sees this. Yes, in Laramie, I will have an actual space devoted to classic and retro games and my fairly large media library for classic and retro games. It will be open to, I don't want to say the public, because that throws open a very wide open door, but generally if somebody sends me an email and says, hey, I'd like to come check it out, I'll be more than happy to show them around, and hey, maybe if you're into that sort of thing, we can trade. I might have something you might be interested in. So there's that. Yes, it will be in Laramie, actually just outside Laramie. So yeah, so there's that. And yeah, impressed, mildly impressed. The Denver Police Department, not quite so much.